Welcome to Navakopan Education Society's DBJ College, Chiplun. Online session conducted by Shriram Dandekar. My WhatsApp and mobile number is 94200 We are studying applications of derivatives and today's topic is maxima and minima. First of all, see what is maxima or minima of a function. Maxima of a function fx is a function is said to have maxima at x equal to c if the value of the function at x equal to c is greater than any other value of fx in a delta neighborhood of C. Delta neighborhood is a set, and in a set FC is greatest. That is, for a small delta greater than 0 and x belonging to the open interval, that is the set containing all points from C minus delta to C plus delta, we have FC is greater than Fx for every x in this neighborhood. The value of fc is called maxima of fx. Thus, the function fx will have maxima at x equal to c if fx is increasing in c minus delta to c and fx is decreasing in c to c plus delta. I will draw one graph and we will see this. Here in this graph, this point number 1, point number 2, point number 3 and point number 4. At this first point, from left to this first point, observe that the tangent drawn has inclination less than theta, less than 90 degrees. That means the function is increasing up to point number 1. At point number 1, I don't know. But after point number 1 up to point number 2, the values are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Then up to 2, the function is decreasing. And after 2, the function is again increasing up to 3. And after 3, the function is decreasing up to 4. After 4, the function is increasing up to infinity, not given in this diagram. Now these 4 points are special points or stationary points. Here there is a change from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing. See this point number 1 and 3. 1 and 3. For both of these points, towards left the function is increasing and towards right the function is decreasing. Third also, towards left the function is increasing, towards right the function is decreasing. So if you consider any small number delta, then from this point towards left and up to towards right in some interval of the x-axis, this is point say C, then delta anything, any number, any positive number, but it should be a small one. So for delta we have at least one interval where this fc is greatest. Remember that on y-axis the upper value is greater, so up here anywhere you will observe that y value is smaller than this fc. In this third also, this third value is the topmost value for any nearby these points. The function value is maximum up to this point, at this point 3, and therefore we can say that at this point, or if here it is d, then at point x equal to d the function has maxima. Function has maxima at x equal to c or at x equal to d. Observe here in this particular function, this fc is smaller than fd. fc is smaller than f of d. For this particular function, fc is this value of y and fd is this value of y. So bottom value is smaller than upper value, so fc is smaller than fd. Both c and d are at maxima, and therefore we call these type of maxima as local maxima. fc is local maxima, fd is local maxima. There can be more values, maximum values of this function, they may exist, but for this local thing c is greatest and d is greatest value. This is the concept of maxima. Similar is the concept of minima. The definition of minima given in your book is minima of a function fx. A function fx is said to have minima at x equal to c if the value of the function at x equal to c is less than any other point in the delta neighborhood of c. That is, for a small delta positive and for x belonging to the open interval c minus delta, c plus delta, we have fc is smaller than fx for all values of x in this interval. The value fc is called minima of fx. Thus, the function fx will have minima at x equal to c if fx is decreasing in c minus delta to c and increasing in c to c plus delta. Again, see this diagram. In this diagram, point 2 and point 4, they are minima. Remember that a function can have any number of maxima, any number of minima, and there can be the hierarchy of minima, maxima also, which one is smaller, which one is greater, but this is not our study right now. At this moment we are going to study which is the local minima and local maxima. For the local minima, the function is decreasing towards left and increasing towards right. That means if this is the point, say E, then for C E minus delta to E minus delta to E, say for this interval E minus delta to E, the function is decreasing, and for E to E plus delta the function is increasing. This is for minima. That is, for minima towards left, the function is decreasing, and towards right the function is increasing. And for maxima, towards left the function is increasing, and towards right the function is decreasing. Let us use this fact and develop a test for maxima and minima. First derivative test. Now we observe that for a function to have maxima, we should have this at this point the tangent parallel to the x-axis. Towards left, the tangent should be such that its inclination theta is acute angle, and towards right the function should be decreasing function, that is the tangent should make obtuse angle as inclination. We define the first derivative test as a function y is equal to fx is said to have maxima at x equal to c if first condition f dash c is equal to 0. Second condition f dash c minus h. H is a small thing. So when you take c minus h, it is towards the left side of this point c, towards left, and towards left we want the function to be increasing. So f dash c minus h should be greater than 0, and the third condition f dash c plus h, that is towards the right hand side, the function should have minimum value, sorry, decreasing function, so it is less than 0. This is the first derivative test for maxima. And similar, the first derivative test for minima, a function y equal to fx is said to have minima at x equal to c if the first condition is same, f dash c is equal to 0. That means the tangent at this point should be horizontal at this point c. Towards left, the function is a decreasing function. That means f dash c minus h should be negative, and towards right the function should be increasing function, that is we want f dash c plus h is greater than 0. This is the first derivative test. Please write down this test and then we will see the second derivative test. Let us see the second derivative test. To establish this test, I need the first derivative test to explain you. For using the first derivative test for maxima, we must have f dash c is equal to 0. Second thing, f dash c minus h is positive, and f dash c plus h is negative. Observe here, c minus h is smaller than c is smaller than c plus h, but f dash c minus h being positive, it is greater than f dash c, which is 0. This is greater than f dash c plus h, that is f dash c 0 is less than 0, therefore we have this relation. Now observe here, C minus H is smaller than C is smaller than C plus H, where their f dash values are in reverse order, and therefore I can say that therefore at x equal to C the function f dash is decreasing. Therefore derivative of the decreasing function is negative. Therefore f double dash C, derivative of f dash is f double dash C, it should be negative. And therefore the second, using this second derivative test, I can say that a function y equal to fx is said to have maxima at x equal to C if only two conditions. Condition number 1, f dash C is equal to 0, and second condition, f double dash C is negative, less than 0. This is the second derivative test for maxima. Let us see for the minima. For using first derivative test for minima, f dash C is 0, f dash C minus H is less than 0, and f dash C plus H is greater than 0, because towards left of minima the function is decreasing and towards right of minima the function is increasing, and therefore at x equal to C the function f dash is increasing function, because C minus H is smaller than C is smaller than C plus H, but f dash C minus H is smaller than f dash C is smaller than f dash C plus H, and therefore f dash function is increasing, and therefore its derivative f double dash C has to be positive, and therefore we can say that the function y equal to fx is said to have minima at x equal to C if first f dash C is equal to 0, and second f double dash C is greater than 0. This is the complete second derivative test for maxima and for minima. Please note that if f double dash C is equal to 0, if f double dash C is equal to 0, then this test fails. Please note this. If second derivative at C is equal to 0, then this test fails. Let us again see this first derivative test. A function y equal to fx is said to have maxima at x equal to C if f dash C equal to 0, that is tangent is horizontal, f dash C minus H is greater than 0, that is the function towards left is increasing, and f dash C plus H towards right hand side is decreasing function. This is for maxima. But what if f dash C equal to 0 and f dash C minus H is greater than 0 and f dash C plus H is also greater than 0? That is, towards the left of this point C, the function is increasing, and towards right also the function is increasing, only except at this point C. The diagram can be like this. The function is increasing, increasing. Somewhere the tangent is horizontal and again it increases. Such point is neither maxima nor minima. It is called as point of inflation. It may also happen for the point of inflection. F dash C is equal to 0. F dash C minus H is negative, and F dash C plus H is also negative. The graph can be something like this. That is, at this point of inflation, towards left or towards right, both sides the function is decreasing function. Then this point is point of inflection. We cannot find such point of inflection using second derivative test, but using first derivative test, these points of inflection can also be found out. Let us solve this problem. Find the maximum and minimum values of the following function. Fx is given to us 2x cube minus 21x square plus 36x minus 20. We can find f dash x. The derivative of fx is 6x square minus 42x plus 36. Take 6 common. 6 into x square minus 7x plus 6. That is 6 into x minus 6 into x minus 1. F double dash x is equal to, I am going to find derivative of this step. 6x square derivative is 12x minus 42. This is f double dash x. For maxima or minima, or for both, f dash x is equal to 0. That is 6 into x minus 6 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. That is x equal to 6 or x equal to 1. X equal to 6 and x equal to 1 are called as stationary points. Let us see what happens for the second derivative. F double dash at x equal to 6 is equal to 12 into 6 minus 42. 12 6 are 72 minus 42, it is 30, which is positive. And therefore f dash 6 equal to 0, comma f double dash 6 is positive, and therefore by second derivative test x equal to 6 is minima, local minima for fx, and the minimum value is minimum value is f of 6 equal to 2 into 6 cube minus 21 into 6 square plus 36 into 6 minus 20. It is equal to I will take 6 square into 3 common, that is 6 square 36, 36 3s are 108, 108. Here 2 into 2 4 remains, here 7 remains, and here 2 remains, minus 20. 108 into minus 1 is minus 108, minus 128 is the minimum value of fx. Let us see what when x is equal to 1. For x equal to 1, f double dash 1 is 12 into 1 minus 42, it is minus 30. This is negative. Therefore, f dash 1 equal to 0 and f double dash 1 is negative. By second derivative test, x equal to 1 is maxima for fx, and the maximum value is f of 1 equal to 2 into 1 cube minus 21 into 1 plus 1 square plus 36 into 1 minus 20 equal to 2 minus 21 plus 36 minus 20 equal to 38 minus 41 minus 3 is the maximum value of this function. And finally write the answer. Maxima at x equal to 1, maximum fx is equal to minus 3, minima at x equal to 6, and minimum fx is minus 128. Highlight this answer and you will get full marks. Find the maximum and minimum values of the following function. Fx is equal to log x upon x, and therefore f dash x is equal to d by dx of u upon v, 1 upon v square, v into du by dx minus u into derivative of x, and therefore f dash x is equal to 1 minus log x upon x square. F double dash x, again use u by v rule, x raised to 4, numerator u v into du by dx minus 1 by x minus v u 1 minus log x into derivative of x square is 2x. Take x common and cancel, 1x cancels here, x into bracket -1 plus log x divided by x raised to 4. 2 remained over here, -1 minus 2 plus 2. So this is log 2 log x minus 3 upon x raised to 4. For maxima and minima, or you may say that for the stationary values, f dash x is equal to 0, and therefore 1 minus log x upon x is equal to upon x square is equal to 0, and therefore 1 minus log x is equal to 0, and therefore log x is equal to 1, and therefore x is equal to e raised to 1, that is e. Now f double dash e is equal to 2 log e minus 3 upon e raised to 4. 2 log e is 2, 2 minus 3 is minus 1 upon e raised to 4. E is a positive number whose value approximately equal to 2.71828. So its fourth power is certainly positive and this number is negative, and therefore we can say that f dash e is equal to 0 and f double dash e is equal to is negative, and therefore x equal to e is maxima by second derivative test. And we can find the maximum value log e upon e. Maximum value is f of e equal to log e upon e equal to 1 upon